Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Cauldron statue. Why are we making this? You're probably wondering to yourself. The same reason we made the anvil statue, of course. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You're actually only going to need one colour, and I would suggest either cyan stained clay, which is essentially grey clay, or I would suggest dark grey wool. I've only made it in the clay, so I don't know exactly how the dark grey wool looks, but I'm sure that it would also look great in that as well. So pick one and we can get cracking. I'm going to be using the clay just because I've built it out of it before. I know how it's going to look. So once you've figured that out, and once you've figured out where you're going to make it, I'm going to be making it right here. You're going to want to kick off your cauldron with a row of 4 whatever clay in a row on the floor. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go up on top of the 4th block that you placed this right hand block by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go right of this 3rd block by 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then connect this 9th block to the ground, like so. You then want to go right of the block that touches the ground, this one right here, by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go up on top of this 3rd block by 15. 1, 5, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You then want to go left of this 15th block by 15. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then connect this 15th block all the way down to the ground. And if things have went just as planned, then you should connect all the way back to where you first started. And what we have there, if you guys can see that, is that the outline of a capital A? No, it's not. Is it the outline of a cabinet? No. That is the outline of the front of our cauldron. All you have to do now is just completely fill that face of our cauldron in with your chosen material. However, I'm not going to be doing that just yet. I'm now going to take care of each one of the other 3 sides. So I'm going to be moving clockwise around this. So come all the way to the right hand side of your cauldron, and starting from this bottom block right here on the right hand side, you want to go right of this bottom block by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go up on top of this 3rd block by 3. 1, 2, 3. Then go right of this 3rd block by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then connect that 9th block to the ground. Then with the block that touches the ground, you then want to go right of it by 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go up on top of this 3rd block by 15. 1, 5, 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then you want to go left of this 15th block until you connect to the front face of your cauldron. So this will give us the 2nd side of our cauldron. Once you've got that 2nd side taken care of course we now want to move on the back, moving around clockwise. Or I suppose we're moving around anti-clockwise, we're not even moving around clockwise. So now coming to the back, we're going to do the exact same thing here, literally the exact same thing. So we're on the back, this bottom block, go to the right by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then up by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then right by 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then connect it to the ground. Then the block that touches the ground, go right by 3, 1, 2, 3. Then go up by 15. I'm not going to count it out again, I'm just going to eyeball it. I'm going to use the front of the statue to do it. Yep, that looks about right. And then just connect it all the way over to the left or the right hand face of your cauldron, like that. And that will give us the back of the cauldron, of course. Once you've got that taken care of, we can now move on to the final side. So the left hand side of our cauldron, starting with this bottom block again, go right by 3, 1, 2, 3, go up by 3, 1, 2, 3, right by 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then connect it to the ground, and then connect it all the way to the front of your statue. And what you want to end up with is something, once you've reached this point, that should look like this. And of course, I've made one slight mistake. I forgot to connect the top together. So then just connect the top corner of this side of your cauldron all the way over to the front of your cauldron, just like that. Just add that horizontal row of clay all the way at the top just to connect everything together and give you something which should look exactly like this. And this is essentially the outline of your entire cauldron. And to move on, we really do now have to just completely fill in each one of the 4 sides. So that's what I'm going to do now. Should I include this in the video? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. But you know what? I think I'm going to anyway. So I'm going to include me filling in each one of these 4 sides of the cauldron in the video, because why not? Why not? It is going to take a little time, it is, but, you know, I figure you guys have to do this as well, so maybe we can do it together. Maybe we can both senselessly prattle on about cauldrons as we fill in our cauldron. So that's one side already taken care of. It's not taking a massive amount of time, it's not taking an exorbitant amount of time, but it's taking time. I think that this tutorial would probably be like a solid 4 minutes long if I actually cut out all of the filling in. If I just showed you guys how to like make one face and then, you know, just kind of like showed you how to make the innards of the cauldron, I think it would literally be like 3.5 minutes long. That's no good. We need it to be a little longer. It needs to be a little bit more detailed. Not that there's anything difficult about the cauldron, but it'd feel a little weird if any of my videos were short. For whatever reason, I always tend to overshoot the my time limit. I always go over. Always long-winded. That's me. I would make an awful grandfather. I would just yeah, I'd go into World War II, I'd go into how I used to walk to school, sideways, upways, backwards in the snow up a hill whilst having a job, whilst maintaining a car and a family and 3 sets of dogs, and all you'd ask me is, can I have a glass of milk? And I'd go straight into that. Back in my day, World War II, and I didn't even live through World War II. I'd pretend, though. And we've taken a weird avenue with this. We're just filling in a cauldron. You see, that's why I should cut these things out. Now I'm fantasizing about being an old grandfather that just doesn't know how to shut up. So, what you want to end up with once you have filled in each one of the 4 sides of your cauldron is something that should look roughly akin to this. Perfect. Except it's not. So once you yourself have filled in each one of these 4 sides, this is what you want to do next. So we actually have to fill in the bottom of the cauldron just a little bit. So the way that I'm going to do this, you guys can see here where we have like the top of this archway shape on like each one of the 4 sides of the cauldrons. This is where I'm going to start putting a bottom into the cauldron, just so that you can't see any of it from the outside. Like if you put it any lower, then you're going to start getting like I don't know, you'll see it from like the outside of the cauldron, you'll see blocks kind of like peering under the archways, and I don't really want that, so I'm just going to put the bottom of the cauldron in here, just above the archway, just so that none of it's visible like this. So, again, a lot of filling in with the cauldron, but hey, it's kind of worth it. If you like item statues as much as I do, if you have yourself a nice little collection in a world somewhere, I would like to see a whole collection of these, since mine are always spread out. Like mine, I have quite a few in this world actually, in my, well, not in this world, in my current creative world I have quite a few, and in some of my old ones, but they're all spread out, they're never in a row. I'd actually like to see them all kind of like stacked next to each other, but once you've completely filled in the bottom of your cauldron like this, once you've given your cauldron a bottom, like that, this is what you want to do next. So on the top of your cauldron, we actually want to add another layer of clay or dark grey wool, whatever you use, just going all the way around the top of the inside of your cauldron, just as I'm doing now. So you just want to add an extra layer of whatever you're using just around the top of your cauldron. You just want to come in by one row like that. So once you've done that, and this next bit is kind of optional, to be honest with you guys, if you now want to. If you want to, once you've added that layer of material around the top, we can now put something in the cauldron. I'm going to put water in myself, however you can put whatever you like. So you're going to want to grab yourself some water, or lava, or milk. I don't know if you can place milk in there, probably not, but grab water or lava or whatever you want to put in. And if you're using water, you might want to put some dark blue down below the water, because we're actually going to have to make a surface for the water to sit on. So basically, what we want to do here is we just want to And this is kind of difficult to explain actually, guys. So where does the water kind of wants to sit on top of where the dark blue wool is. It doesn't want to sit directly on top of the cauldron per se. It kind of like wants to sit like one block below the lip of the cauldron. Like it wants to sit. Can you guys see where this dark blue is here? What I have highlighted. This is where the water wants to sit on top of. It doesn't want to sit like right at the top of the cauldron. It just wants to sit like one block below, like where the top of the cauldron is. So I'm just going to do this and then I'll show you guys what I mean. It's probably easier to just see what I'm doing. So I'm just using dark blue just as kind of like a backing for the water. It really doesn't make a difference what you use, but I'd rather use some dark blue, just mix it up a little bit, add in a bit of a different colour. But you guys can see where I'm adding this dark blue, and like I said, the water's going to sit on top of there. It doesn't want to sit like right at the top of the cauldron, just one block below, which is of course why we're doing the dark blue one block below where the water's going to sit. So we've just about finished the safety layer. We just have the water to put on top after we've done this. So you want to end up, before we add any water, with something that should look a little bit like this, if you guys can see what I've done here. I'm sure it's quite easy. I'm sure it doesn't need any explanation. So once you've added your you're just like safety net for the water, you then just want to throw the water in all by itself. So I'm now just going to fill this all up with water, and of course I've just got to add as much water as it will take until the whole thing is still. So we're just going to keep adding until we have ourselves a nice still pool of water that we can drink from if we so choose. We've got a little bit more to add just here, and there we go. And once you've added that layer of water, you want to end up, I suppose I'll give you guys a bird's eye view first. We can take the UI off at this point, actually. We don't even need it anymore. You want to end up with something that should look a little bit like this. Kind of just looks like a regular pool. But once you actually have a different view, a dynamic view, you want to end up with something that should look like that. And it's pretty cool. It's quite obvious what we've built there. It looks exactly like a cauldron. It is a cauldron. Pretty cool looking. So, well, I guess let's take a 360 around this. I was trying to think if there was anything left of this video, but I suppose we'll just kind of like do a nice little 360 view. It's a pretty cool item to have. I like making items out of Minecraft. I mean, why not? Especially when it's nice and easy and it doesn't take any time whatsoever. It's kind of like the anvil. It's like, why not make it? I figured I'd make all of the utilities. I think I've actually made all of them now. I've made a brewing stand, I've made an anvil, I've made an enchanting table, I've made a bed. I think I've made just about everything that you could probably consider a utility. I think next I might make a minecart. I think that's what I might do next. And I might make a few different variations, like I might have a minecart with TNT in it, I might have a minecart with a chest in it, and any other variation that I might be able to think of. But yeah, here's the cauldron. Hopefully you guys didn't have any trouble making this. It's pretty simple. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. It's pretty cool, isn't it, with the water in there? It actually looks pretty good. I bet it would also look good with dark grey wool, but I'm just a bit of a fan of clay. I like the texture that clay gives just a little bit better than wool, but that's my personal taste. You guys may differ.